Greetings, everybody. My name is Mona Pearl, and I am a professor at DePaul University in Chicago at the Department of Management and Entrepreneurship. This presentation is for the Canada International Conference on Education 2019, and I am extremely excited to share with you our process, work, some of the results, and maybe open it for discussion. The presentation is on practical guidelines for implementing successful projects in multicultural teams across international networks. So let me share with you how we went about it, our success stories, our challenges, and some of the results. This is a tale of two universities collaborating across borders, time zones, and cultures. The university in Chicago and the university in Brazil. It is a virtual learning experience exchange involving students in two different countries working together to achieve similar goals. So what is going on in the world? Globalization, great word. A lot of universities have incorporated a curriculum on globalization. However, how do students learn how to deal in the real global world? Where do they actually get the experience and skills so they can get a good job, so they can be employable, so they can be successful? The core issues in global interactions are several. However, the major one is cultural competence. Cultural differences are a nuisance at best and often a disaster. Culture is more often a source of conflict than of synergy. And who said that? Professor Gerd Hofstede, who is basically the guru in cross-cultural research. So let's discuss international business, education, and employability. So what do students need? Students need cultural competence. Students need to understand the role of language. What do you need more? Language fluency or cultural fluency? Students need to gain problem-solving skills. They need to know how to work teamwork, project management. How about learning about leadership and international leadership and the role of empathy in business? So this was and is an experiment which is total, basically taught the students real life skills. So what is our experiment? What is a global learning experience? So this is a form of collaboration in which students from different countries face the intercultural challenges of an exchange experience without leaving their home country. Internationalization at home. International collaboration is an important driver of innovation and scientific discovery, but what happens that many basically get stuck. They have no idea how to deal with conflict, with issues that are across cultures. Therefore, developing the intercultural competence becomes extremely important. So how do we do that? So let's look at our toolkit. First of all, technology. We can't do anything nowadays without technology. Now, the role of technology here is a facilitator. It doesn't solve the problems. It doesn't come instead of understanding and conversation and communication. However, it makes it easier to communicate, to talk. So what did we use? We used technology in terms of Skype, email, WhatsApp, and Qualtrics for the research. In terms of cross-cultural tools, the professors, Professor Verruck and myself, Mona, we basically are very well skilled in international business. We are very well equipped to be great professors, but how about facilitating? How about helping students learn? And of course, the cross-cultural tools for students that basically we need to help them engage and be fully immersed in this experiment. The planning. What did we have to do in the planning? We had to discuss, we had to basically forecast any issue that we think may arise. Either communicating, making contact, solving problems, basically write all the instructions and the guidance for the students to follow and be able to be successful. Now, facilitation at the university, of course, we need to work on the theoretical aspect. Textbooks, articles, academic work, but this experiment helps students with the practice. They actually got to practice what they are supposed to do in an internationalization project. So, how we went about it? Find a partner, we found each other, we planned the activities, the course, the deliverables, the timelines, the rubrics, everything was pre-planned. Need to keep the communication flowing. At the end, middle and end, we measure outcomes, and then of course the feedback. We need to know what worked, what didn't work, and how to do it better. And of course, the whole idea that all of this work was done in virtual teamwork, across borders, across time zones, like in real life. When companies go global, they need to work in virtual teams. They need to work across time zones. They need to use technology. It was pretty close. So let's look at our process. Our process started in November 2017, and we started our first course in January 2018. And trust me, it was all in the details. So basically, the first part was introduction and establishing the relationship and lines of communication between us, the professors. We put together the goals and the objectives, that we are on the same page, basically to make sure we establish the technology and teaching platforms. Later on, we basically went into the research methodology and goals. We decided from the beginning that we want to document this experiment and see what we can learn and what we can share with the community. And of course, implementing the global learning collaboration experience, which was in January 2018. See, it was a lot of work in a short time. So then what did we actually do? As you can see, we integrated the theoretical backgrounds, 2 universities, 2 curriculum, 2 professors. How do we teach the same things in the same weeks, give the students the same information flow, but also adhere to the university's rules? So as you see here, we synchronize the textbooks, we synchronize the issues that we cover every week. Therefore, both sides learn the same topics, which was very helpful in the assignments. So basically, stage, we had the activities. We had to basically come up with activities. So we had the introduction, journaling, 3-part papers on internationalization. We needed to make sure that the students communicate, they knew the timelines and the deadlines. And therefore, we had different schedules and different activities for us, the professors, what we do by when, and for the students. This way, everybody is on the same page. Everybody basically has the same information. This is a shared folders on Google Docs. And basically what we did, DePaul has an online system, but we couldn't all work on DePaul system nor on the Brazilian system. Therefore, we created documents and folders for each group. As you see, each group had its own workspace, and basically they were able to collaborate, discuss, get the same information, instructions, and take it. So, what happened next? Implementation. And as many of us know, that planning is great, theory is wonderful, but does it actually work in real life? So let's look at it. International business course collaboration. We synchronized our syllabus and curriculum. We also synchronized our assessments and measures in terms of progress and peer evaluation. What else did we do? group communication. We actually had to make sure we divide both classes from both universities into mixed groups. So each group had at least 2 students from Brazil and about 3 to 4 students from DePaul. Basically, our classes at DePaul are much larger. And they had to figure out how to work on the project and how to deliver the results. So basically, they had to work on a PowerPoint presentation. They had to work on a 3-part project of an internationalization of a company and the journaling. Journaling was measured in the middle of the course and at the end. Students had to reflect on their experience, their learning, and basically how do they see it as part of their life moving on. We also had measurement of a survey at the beginning of the course and at the end of the course, again, to measure progress and cultural competence. So what did we learn? Very few results that I'm sharing with you right now. We have a lot of information, qualitative and quantitative, throughout 3 courses, and we're starting the 4th round. So one of the questions where we saw quite a bit of progress and the acquisition of cultural competence is, how do I perceive my cognitive flexibility and openness? Large progress. How do I perceive my cognitive flexibility and openness when trying to solve a problem? So basically what they got here is not only problem-solving skills, but problem-solving skills across cultures. How do you cross the bridge when people may not be as fluent in English, when people may not be in your mindset? How do you actually get a project done when the time difference doesn't allow you to always or mostly not communicate in real time? So getting these skills and bringing them into the workplace, especially as they graduate, is going to be a real asset for these students. What else? The willingness to engage grew immensely. Quite a few students, especially in the US, were very apprehensive at the beginning. What else? Cognitive flexibility and openness and cross-cultural competence, the overall average, also increased. So students got real skills, experience, and were starting to get pretty confident in communicating across cultures and across language barriers. I mean, the students in Brazil do speak English, but as we all know, it's not the same to speak a language when it's not the native tongue. So let's share some of the main results. Intercultural competence increased. So what? What does it actually give the students? So basically, individual accomplishments in terms of career promotion testimonial. One student that has been working throughout her degree, her studies, got promoted based on her newly acquired experience. Strategic plans. Students worked on a full-fledged plan. How many students can say when they are in their job interview, I have worked on a full strategic plan for internationalization, but not only that, in a virtual team, got to communicate with people across borders and was successful and got a good grade. Wonderful. And of course, on a more personal level and probably professional, developed relationships between students. So here are a few testimonials from students. Same group, same process, same course, and basically the communication increased. They are happy with the experience, they are proud of their achievement, and they do admit we had issues at the beginning. But what's important, we are always going to have challenges in life. But what is really important is to be able to overcome and be successful. So when these students start a new job, they already have some of the experience and background to say, okay, I have faced something like this before, and I know how to approach it. So when looking at the comments, we can definitely see the self-confidence, the newly acquired tools, and their look into the future and prospective employment. So basically, they learn to be more conscious and learn how to communicate even within the English language, because let's not forget, Brazilian students may not be as fluent in English, but also at DePaul University, at least 20 to 25% of the students in class are foreign students. So their English may not be perfect. So what did we learn? We learned that experience, hands-on, is a great contributor to self-confidence, to cross-cultural experience and cross-cultural competence. Give people the opportunity to interact within guidelines, within certain deliverables, and the result. So next steps. Professor Verruck and myself are basically looking at this experiment as a milestone in our research. So basically, we're looking to continue our research, gather information from additional experiences, learn from our research findings, adjust and integrate to future course structures, and not only academic courses, but also in the business world. In terms of publication, we published our results, our process. We are working on some new writings. So publish our findings and share with the various communities in journals and conferences. And develop a proven learning and training program to accelerate the skills of business people, executives, and any other community leaders. So let's look at it. And basically, if there is one secret to success, it lies in the ability to get the other person's point of view and see things from his or her angle, as well as your own. Henry Ford. So basically, what we're trying to do here is give students the opportunity to learn about the other side, to first time learn how other cultures, how other countries think about business, do business, operate, and how to approach it in case they don't understand. There's a problem, there's a conflict. Nothing better than real life experience. So thank you for your time and for your interest. And if you would like to start a discussion and for us to help you with your global learning experiment, or basically initiating a project like that in your company, organization, across borders, across time zones, across cultures, we are more than happy to be of help. Here is my email address. More than happy to hear from you. And enjoy the conference and hope to talk to you soon. Thank you.